How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Starting 11 FA Cup weekend. Nottingham Forest away. Listen, we've played them a few times over the last few years in cup competitions. Twice in the League Cup, I believe, and once in the FA Cup. And the FA Cup one, they beat us 4-2. But the League Cup ones, we made light work of them. So let's hope we make light work of them today. I'm with Robbie. What are you saying, Rob?
Yeah, I'm good. I was just saying that when we played them in the FA Cup, that's the one I remember when I was at that game, man, and we got battered. You know, we can't have a repeat of that. And, you know, even if you go by some of, you know, the shocks that have been over the weekend, Tottenham were losing 1-0 earlier. Liverpool were losing 1-0 earlier. Yeah. You know what I mean? To teams that you know, all right, they all come back and have all won their games, but we got to be very careful today.
No, we do 100%, because for some of the lower league teams, this is the game of the season.
Yeah.
Dan, you're back.
Yes, mate. How you doing?
All good, man. All good.
Yeah, all good, man.
Was it COVID?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah?
I'm all right now.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I had a rough
mate,
couple of days. Yeah. I meant as in feeling wise.
Yeah.
But first couple of days, that hit me for 6. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm cool now. I'm all good. Good to be back, man. See everybody.
And smiling as well, Dan.
I'm smiling because Arsenal have been winning. I'm smiling. I know Man City was a loss, but we're playing a bit better.
Me and you used to do News Daily a few months ago. Do you remember how much we used to moan?
Grumpy.
But we can understand why, but now it's very much a different time.
Yeah, it has changed around, and I think, you know, the players and the manager both deserve a lot of credit for that in the last few games. I really have been impressed by the way that we're performing up top of the pitch in particular. So, but as what Robbie was saying, I was at that Forest game as well, man, and 4-2 loss. I remember just thinking every time they went forward they were going to score, and I'm thinking, who's the team in the red here? It ain't Arsenal, I'll tell you that now. Yeah. They were playing very, very well, and I think Forest have had a similar season to us in terms of they were rock bottom at the start of the first few games, sacked their manager, and now what's his name, Cooper's taken forward, and they look decent. So it's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah, tough. Shah, how you feeling?
I'm all right, thank you.
Yeah, confident today?
Smiling as well.
I know, exactly. I mean, FA Cup, that's our cup, so we need to go out there and get the job done.
Yeah, it definitely is our cup. I talked about this the other day when I mentioned growing up, the FA Cup was such a spectacle. The show would start 3-4 hours before the game, and they'd show the fans walking towards the stadium, and a lot of interviews, football focuses, and all of that. So growing up, the FA Cup was massive. Obviously, it's lost a bit of its glamour, let's say, but we are, you know, in terms of the FA Cup, most time winners. And for me, it's still very special. Like 2020, when we won it, I remember arguing with United fans. At the end of the season, United fans were bantering Arsenal, and I said to them, "What did you win this season?" But they're like, "We made top 4," and I said, "Well, talk to me in December if you make it through the group stage of the Champions League, and let's talk then." But they didn't. And the trophy really means more than anything in football. Yes, top 4 can get you to the main competitions, and this season we need that. But at the same time, the trophies still matter a lot. It's even League Cup this season. And you mentioned the team playing in red. Today we're not playing in red. We're playing in an all-white kit, obviously an anti-knife campaign from Arsenal.
That's why I'm ripping the white today as well.
I got my white one here.
I didn't get the memo. I missed that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that's what I said. You know what I mean? Obviously, we would normally go anywhere near a white on a match day because you know. But I thought I'd rep the white today because I like that caused by Arsenal today. I like what they've done. You know what I mean? I think, and I think by doing what they're doing, it's sending a really powerful message into a really, really important thing. You know. Too many kids, you know, losing their life to knife crime, kids dying, kids ending up in prison for the rest of their life over poor decisions in carrying knives. So I think it's really good what Arsenal are doing. When I first saw it, it came up on my phone. It said Arsenal to wear all white kit. I thought, are they? What?
Yeah.
This must be. I go, it's not April the 1st, is it? You know what I mean? But then when I then started to read the reasons why, I thought, yeah, it's really good, and I was like, yeah, let's, you know, solidarity to it, man. You know what I mean?
It's a cause that's very close to home for me because about 5 years ago, I lost a friend due to knife crime. So it's a big cause. So I'm glad to see Arsenal supporting it. I hope it's not just for the moment because this is something that needs to be carried on and continued on. To be honest, I wish they were selling the shirt to provide that income for charities. You know?
Exactly.
I find that, you know, at first I was like, because they're not selling the shirt, they're going to give away the shirt to certain people who they think are doing great things in the community, which is good. But I was like, afterwards I was thinking, if they kind of missed a little trick here, because if they sold that shirt, I think so many people would buy it. You know,
I would buy
in
it.
solidarity
I haven't bought merchandise from Arsenal.
Yeah. I really do think they should have sold it. I think you know, a lot of people would have bought it because you know, I think a lot of people obviously under normal circumstances, would be like, no, I'm not buying a white kit. But if they wore that shirt and somebody said, well, why are you wearing a Tottenham? And you say, no. They could then explain the reason why they've got that. No, the reason why I'm wearing this is because of, like, you know what I mean?
We've
and
had
it keeps the message going.
a couple of white shirts as well. In Shah's obviously
yeah, we
got
have.
one.
We've had to,
Yeah, 2008. Do you remember that one?
I remember that.
Nice as well.
Yeah.
So
I remember when that came out. That was a meltdown.
Yeah.
When that came out, that shirt.
One.
Yeah.
But it wasn't all. Even with that shirt though, it did have like the sort of purple on it, the maroon on it, didn't it?
That's right.
It wasn't pure white, and they tried to say that it was slightly off white. Like with this one, that one's slightly.
Yeah.
But this one today is just white. It's like.
And big up Arsenal for that, man. Like I said, it's an issue close to home for me, so I'm glad to see Arsenal fully behind the initiative. A few super chats in Cyrus. Big up Cyrus. He says, interesting to see Liverpool played today. Not implying anything, just saying it's interesting.
Miracle putting a team together 2 days later.
The miracle of Anfield. You know what I mean? And some of those players that played. And then even when I was looking on the bench, well, Firmino and all that, you know what I mean? To me, I don't know, man. It's
a funny one, isn't it?
I'm sorry, I still think they could have played that game the other day.
Yeah, I think they could have. You know, the only thing for me is the three goalkeepers being out. That was the key for me, I think.
They could have got Karius as well, though.
Yeah, that's true. He was around, didn't
Karius is still in their squad, so they could have played him.
Remember him? Yeah, I'd like him to play.
That's why they didn't want to play the game, because there's players like that who's coming in. That's why, right? But Karius was there. And even that Kelleher played today.
Yeah.
In goal.
Yeah.
He couldn't have had COVID then because
he played last weekend.
He played last weekend, right?
Yeah, you can't get
What was it? What's the isolation? Is it 7 days?
7 days.
7.
There's no
So
way
they've
he
reduced
could
it
have
to 7 now, right?
Yeah.
So he played against what was Liverpool? They played against Chelsea, didn't they?
Yeah, Chelsea played.
So he couldn't play again today, could he?
No, but Rob, they haven't got Salah and Mane, so it doesn't count now. They have to wait until they
That's
come
mad,
back.
because one of the main arguments was three goalkeepers out, and I get Karius is there, and then they wouldn't have a backup. But if Kelleher's playing today, I didn't check.
Kelleher played today.
That's mad. They could have played then on Thursday. But you know what is what it is. Apparently Trent has been contracted with COVID today. I see a positive result, so he's out this Thursday. Big up Stress as well. Hi guys, I've contracted COVID over the weekend. Hope you get well soon, my guy.
Yeah, man.
Get well soon, man.
Hope I get some cheer from the game. You will. My prediction is a 3-1 win from Arsenal. Hope Emile Smith-Rowe starts this match. You said something about Emile Smith-Rowe, didn't you?
Yeah, I was hearing that he's not even in the squad. So I'm hoping that's not because apparently also have had some further COVID stuff as well. So I'm hoping Smith-Rowe, because surely he would have been in that squad.
Oh, definitely would have started.
So apparently he's not in the squad. So it's going to be interesting to see how strong Arsenal go, because as I said, you're confidently predicting a 3-1, but there's been a lot of shocks this week. Look at Newcastle yesterday. They had a strong team out yesterday.
Shocked at
Did you see their team?
Yeah.
It was strong.
It was.
That was a strong team, man. So
including their first signing.
And this is, and they were playing a team that's, to me, we're playing a better team. In Forest. Yeah. I think Cambridge are League One. We're playing a Championship team at their place, and you was there last time. It's a hostile.
Oh, it was horrendous, mate.
Yeah, it was a hostile. They had a great atmosphere. So.
Dan, you confident today?
The reason I am is because I feel like this, like the Carabao Cup, is a competition that we should be prioritising over some other of the top sides. And although I don't see Nottingham Forest as a top side, I spoke to a Forest fan on Thursday, and I just said, "Look, man, what's the priority for you?" And he's like, "I don't care about this competition. I just want to go up." And I think when you do play Championship sides that are in and around the playoffs, they are actually the sides that you want, as opposed to the ones that are just literally not gonna get anywhere near going up. I think that you're more likely to play the teams like Forest and maybe the kind of Ipswich Towns of League One that are trying to get into that playoff to go up to that division. I think they're good teams to get in the FA Cup. I don't like the ones where they're just like, look, our season is basically on anything, and they'll just say, I am going for this competition. I'm going all out for it. I'm not so sure Forest will go out for it. I'm not saying they're going to roll over and die, but what I'm saying is I think that we will want this more than Nottingham Forest, because I think this is a competition we love, and it's a competition I believe we should be taking seriously this season. Yeah,
I had a conversation with a Forest fan as well on Friday, big up Talk Forest TV, and he pretty much said the same thing. Going into the season, it was, all hands on deck, let's avoid relegation, but sitting now halfway through the year, I think they're 9th place in the league and not far off playoffs, and he said the priority for us is the playoffs.
But don't you think they'll go strong though? If they're at home, aren't they? So,
But look at Wimbledon earlier this season when we played them in the Cup. I mean, you would have thought they went strong, but was it Wimbledon or West Brom? One of them.
West Brom. Played 18-years, didn't they?
That was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
That was ridiculous.
this is a lower league side. Are you confident regardless of lineup today, or is there players you want to see out there?
Be interesting to see who is on the lineup, because obviously we've got players out for AFCON.
Yeah, big players.
Exactly, as well as, COVID cases as well, whoever's out with COVID. But I think we should go with a strong team, whatever our strongest team is that we've got available, then we should definitely go for that. Let's not underestimate anyone, because we know what can happen. But Arteta's won the FA Cup already, so...
Yeah, well, he won the FA Cup in his first half season at the club, and the second season he took it for granted, and we got knocked out by Southampton. This season, I think it's a big one, because without Europe, FA Cup and League Cup, we should be going all in for it. And by all in, I still think top four and, challenging for that is still a priority. I'm not saying let's go for FA Cup and leave top four out. I think without Europe, we should be going for it all. Rob, who are you expecting to see today? Obviously, there's rumours, and they are very loose rumours, that Xhaka hasn't trained much this week.
Yeah, I've heard the rumour that Xhaka's not even travelled as well. So,
midfield looks very light.
What's going to be in that midfield? Well, we just sold. You were saying it earlier, Dan. We just sold. Just sold Dan Potts. We just sold Ainsley.
More than him, I'll tell you that.
We sold Ainsley, right? So he's gone on loan to Roma until the end of the season. The only midfielder I can think is Sambi Lokonga. Maybe I'd like to see Callum Chambers. Like when he was at Fulham on loan, he played as a defensive midfielder, and they were bigging him up and saying he did really well there. Maybe I wouldn't mind seeing him in that position. Or another person I think could play that position as well is Ben White. But at the moment, surely we're getting a midfielder in, because we've left ourselves so light in that central midfield position, which is one of the most important positions in a football team. That person there dictates play.
Do you know what she done to man yesterday? Last night. Obviously, we was at Troops' wedding, big up Troops.
Congratulations, Troops.
Turns to me at about 1 a.m. and says, "We've just re-signed Dani Ceballos." And she shows me a video of welcome back Dani Ceballos. And in that moment, I don't check anything. I'm like, what's this club doing? For about 3 minutes, I thought we re-signed Dani Ceballos.
I had a panic attack as well, because I got this random tweet pop up on my phone saying we've re-signed Ceballos. And then I opened it, bearing in mind, I had a bit of alcohol. I opened it and I see him in the shirt and everything. I'm like, what? Like, that signing don't make sense. But then it was
it a time hop?
It was, how many years later? It was from like a random Arsenal page that I don't even follow, so I don't understand why it popped up on my phone. But
so
I'm trying to see if
going into January, I think if you asked Arsenal fans the question, striker or midfielder, 9 out of 10 would say striker. Now we've let go of Maitland-Niles and the Xhaka rumours of fitness. Is the priority now midfielder? Because I think Fabrizio Romano, I think you spoke to him recently, where he said Arsenal will definitely get a midfielder, but with the striker and the Vlahovic's, Isaks and so on, it might be a bit more difficult. Is midfielder the priority now?
Yeah, I think it was so. Anyway. Even from before this, I think we're short in that area. You know what I mean? And even if Thomas Partey's back, right? We know he gets injuries. If Ainsley's gone on loan, we need another midfielder. To me, and I want to see some of the quality there as well. That's his quality back. For me, right now, we've got a chance of getting into the top four. Yeah. Right. That we probably didn't think. Let's be honest, that we'd have a chance of that. We're in the seat right now. Strengthen the team, so that we give ourselves the best chance. Now it might be difficult to get that striker in this month, because of the type of strikers that Arsenal are looking at. Very difficult to prize away from their clubs in January. But certainly you could get a midfield. There's a lot of midfielders out there.
You know what the advantage of January?
We could get maybe on a loan until, we've got to get a midfielder in.
If the Kroenkes have changed and they're really supporting the process and they trust Arteta and they're going to have another big summer window, then cool. But for me, January is a time where if you're not quite there as a club, you might be able to go under the radar and nick a Vlahovic. Vlahovic in the summer's got 12 months to go on his contract. The amount of teams that would be interested in the summer compared to January might oust us out of the argument.
I think Vlahovic and Bruno Guimaraes will mean that we are serious about top four. It will show ambition. I think they're two players that would upgrade both Granit Xhaka and Lacazette. And I also feel personally that it would show that not only Stan Kroenke has backed Mikel Arteta throughout, but he's still continuing to do so. It's about continuity, because in January of old, nicked a loan, or we've got someone on a free, or we've tried someone on trial. Lots of rumours of Jack Wilshere. I don't want to see any of that stuff. I don't want Ramsey or Fabregas that I'm hearing coming back. I want us to go for somebody with ambition. I think Bruno Gomes is a form player, as is Vlahovic, and I think both of those are realistic when you look at the clubs they're at. They're not at Barcelona's and Real Madrid's. They're at clubs that I think would be an upgrade for them to come to a massive club like Arsenal. So I would love to see both those players come in.
You have to pay way over the odds to get them away.
It's going to be over 100 million plus their wages, isn't it? It's going to be a lot of money. So let's see what Kroenke wants to do. You know, I don't know what the ambition is this month. Yeah. And Arteta says we're going to be busy in the conference. If you can work that out, that's what I worked out. And I think we should be busy. I'm looking at Cedric maybe leaving. I'm looking at Pablo Mari maybe going back to Brazil. We can't get rid of our squad players. I know we're only in, we're not in Europe this year, but we're going to need to try and keep a squad
Cedric
together.
Won't leave. I can't see that.
Even Pablo Mari,
Pablo Mari, maybe.
That's a shame to me. I'm happy with him as backup to Gabriel.
Yeah, and surely he's playing today.
Yeah.
Surely, if he's not playing today, then I've got to start thinking maybe he's leaving.
Yeah.
Does Gabriel just miss today's game after that red?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's confirmed. He misses
Luckily.
today's, but he's
yeah,
back.
exactly.
That was
so
getting towards that North London derby. I was like, I don't want him missing that one.
More postponements, and then it would have landed right on that one there. Listen, I'm confident today. I feel the same way as I did against Sunderland, where regardless of the lineup we put out there, we should get the job done. I know Nottingham Forest are a sterner test.
They're a better team than Sunderland, man.
Yeah. And they got Steve Cooper as well.
Steve Cooper's a
good manager.
a decent manager. They're at home. I think it's quite a tough game, man. I think this is going to be a test for Arsenal today.
So
as I said, you've seen little, Morecambe today put in Spurs. So there's like 20 minutes left and they were 1-0 down. Spurs, you know what I mean? Shrewsbury went 1-0 up against Liverpool. Yesterday, we saw, Newcastle.
Kidderminster as well yesterday.
Yeah, there's been a lot of shocks, man. There's been a lot of shocks this weekend. We've got to get it right.
We've been shocked enough over the years, man.
I'm trying to keep my eye out for the team at the moment.
Less of the shocks around here. We've got a chat here from Gary. Robbie, Turkish, you two should step up for this no red cause. You have a lot of access and can influence youth in a positive way. Gary, I'm going to take that on board and I'll speak to Robbie about that because I think you are right. I think there is something we can do. And like I said, this is something that's close to home for me. So I'll speak to Robbie about that and see what we can kind of...
close to home for me as well, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
We'll talk and we'll see what we can do off the back of the, the Arsenal campaign and whatnot. Before the lineups come out, let's get some predictions because I want to see how the lineup influences the predictions. Shah, what are you telling me?
Why
what are you going
come
for?
to me first?
We can start with Dan. Dan.
Do you know, initially I was thinking, we should go and turn them over 4-0, but realistically, I don't know. I'm going to go for, before seeing the lineup, I'll go 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal, yeah. Dan?
She's copying me, isn't she?
You said 3-1
I said 3-1. I said 3-1 the other night and I stand by it. I do think we'll concede. I think that they will give us a scare, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think we'll be okay. Even like you, Turkish, I feel comfortable with our team, whatever the squad will be. I think it will be we're going to have to, because of our injuries and some of the illnesses around, we're going to have to be fairly strong, I think, in the front four area. Because I don't see with Pepe going, with Aubameyang going, that we've got much cover in that area. So I think the Erdegaards and the Sakas and Martinellis are probably going to be playing a part of the game, and I think that'll be enough to take us some goals forward.
And when you're on good form, and I know we just lost to Man City, but I'd include that in our good form because that was unfortunate. When you're on good form, and let's say an international break comes, you want to get back into action. You don't want your players to have 2 weeks off, and I think it's similar here. I think if the Liverpool tie happened, then some rotation would have been necessary. But now with the gap of a week between the games, I think you need some of them players that were in that good form to continue that into Tottenham. Yeah,
100%. I think, despite what I'm saying, I think we'll win 2-0. I think it will be quite a strong Arsenal team. Like what you said, Dan, is that there's not a lot of options.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no El Neni to come in the midfield. There's no, strikers that could possibly, maybe, I don't know, Eddie might play. Today, Eddie and Nketiah may start. I don't know, there might be a few
rumours
changes.
of COVID with Eddie as well, I heard, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, but he had COVID last, or was it?
Okay, so he might be out of isolation.
So he could be out of isolation, and and I think defence-wise, it'll probably be fairly. There's some good options there, and Rob Holding, who can come in with Ben White, Nuno Tavares can come in, Cedric, Leno, so that you've still got a decent backline there. Yeah. I just want them to. What I want them to do is the players that come in just to play the same way, in the same pattern of play like what we've been seeing over the recent times, you know what I mean? They continue that on.
That's Sunderland.
And I know someone like Nuno Tavares will. He will be dynamic, so
So yeah, it goes. Andreas here with a super chat says, I know someone who knows Mari personally. He feels it's time to go back home to Spain to be with his family. That's his main option from what I understand. A bit of inside news or gossip or whatever.
He's not been playing, has he? And he's been a bit unfortunate in that at the start of the season when he played, he had a horrific time in that. But you know, you're coming up against Lukaku early in the season, you know, and then he hasn't really played since then. He's had injuries, COVID, and then plus as well, you can't get in the team because Gabriel's just been excellent. So,
exactly.
What's your prediction, Rob?
2-0.
2-0, yeah? Before the lineup comes. Obviously, I will go back round when the lineup's out. I'm going 3-0.
Okay.
I just think every time we've had a lower league opposition this season in the Cup, we get the job done. I know what you said about rotation and have them play the same way, and I saw that against Sunderland. Against Sunderland, when all those names came in that were on the fringes, Pepe, is he happy at the club and his chances? They still performed. They came out, won the game comfortably, few good performances there, and keeps the manager thinking in terms of Premier League squads and whatnot, because this current form, it's not going to last until the end of the season. There's going to have to be bits and bobs changing throughout to maintain it. But I'm going 3-0. Carl says, do you guys think Oba will leave this month? I do.
Yeah.
Possibly. It all depends, man. I think if he does, it's going to be a last minute thing, but I'm just thinking where does he go? Who matches? Because you know with when players go out on loan, right? Even like a team we say, right, we'll pay half his wages. Even half is
a lot.
Way above what most teams would want to pay. You know what I mean?
I think there's only a couple of teams that can afford him wage-wise. I think Newcastle are the one, but I'm not sure if Aubameyang would want to go there. But he might. I don't know.
Would they? The thing is about with Newcastle is that aren't they looking at what's that other striker? They've been looking at like strikers that
they're looking at everyone.
Well,
They're looking at everyone, aren't they?
But
I think with Aubameyang, I have a feeling him and Lacazette will end up playing at the same team next season. I have a feeling. I think Aubameyang may go somewhere. Let's just say for Barcelona, for example, on loan. They'll pay his wages, and then he'll be signed next season with Lacazette, who will go there with him, or Juventus. They'll both go there together. I just think the pair of them. I know there's rumours about us offering Lacazette contracts. I personally feel like we should move away from Lacazette and Aubameyang now and look towards the future.
Do you trust the club to be able to replace 3 strikers in one window? Because that's my word. In an ideal world, Oba, Laka, Eddie, we move on from them.
And Pepe is probably in there as well now.
But do you see this club being able? Because like I said earlier, I'd take Vlahovic and Isak because they're very different types of strikers. I see Isak linking up, playing more. Vlahovic is more clinical.
You know, with me, Turkish, well, I'm not against that 1-year extension for Lacazette. Is the experience. The only thing I worry about sometimes with our team, right, is that it's a very young side. Like, so look at a lot of games where we played well in this season but still ended up losing, giving away penalties and stupid sending offs, and I just like, is that down to a lack of experience? And I mean, Odegaard when he gave away that penalty at Man United.
Yeah.
You know, Gabriel the other day, all right, it was a bit harsh, but you're on a yellow. You know what I mean? And we forget how young these guys are. And then Isaac, if he comes in, is very young.
So is Vlahovic.
So is Vlahovic.
Vlahovic is 21.
Yeah.
You know, so you've got a really, really young team. You know.
The only thing I'll come back to another, Rob, is Lacazette's going to want near to what, 200k a week. He's on 182 at the moment.
But I don't
he wants more.
He needs to take less.
I think he'd be a drop because.
Do you think he'd accept that? You think he'd take a drop?
Yeah, 100%. Because I think any club, when his contract runs out, he's not going to get nowhere near to what he's getting now, wages-wise. Whichever club takes him on after he leaves Arsenal, you're probably talking 75s and things like that. The days of 180 grand or whatever it is he's on, he's not going to get that now. Not with
Do you think
his
if we
age.
offered 150 for a year, that'd be a good deal for us?
I think you could drop. I think you could say to him, right, you know what, year's extension would get 100.
Yeah, I think 100 as well.
And I think, you know, and in that time, you're then just making sure you bring in that next, it's like a succession sort of thing, you know?
I'm with that.
So to me, I'd be like, have Lacazette and have Vlahovic. And then Lacazette can kind of, after that year, eases away, and then Vlahovic becomes your main guy, or Isaac, whoever it is.
Yeah.
You know?
And you think Aubameyang will stay? I think we're stuck with him.
I think he'll go in the summer.
Will he play for us again?
It doesn't look like it, does it? It doesn't look like he'll play for us again. It's a bit sad.
Yeah,
because, you know, the FA Cup that we're talking about today, it was his goals. It was him really, he was the driving force for making us win that thing. So I do look on it and think, is it so bad that nothing can be done listen, I do feel that, you know, probably it's coming towards the end for him, but is it that bad that, because I still think we've got a long season ahead. If we don't get the strikers in that we're talking about, which Vlahovic would be very difficult, and Isaac in this January, summer maybe, we might need Aubameyang. We need the whole squad on board. That's my opinion till at least the summer. Then we, you know, so, you know, and if you can get him back on side, I don't know what's gone on, but if you say you could get him back on side, surely if, you know, he'll come back wanting to score goals and he might see a few goals out of him.
I'm just, you know,
I don't know.
I'm not concerned, but when it popped up on the first couple of days of January that we're looking to offload him, I think that's the writing on the wall. I think, honestly, I think worst case scenario, he gets loaned out with an option to buy at the end of the season to see if another clubs.
I totally agree.
Yeah, that would be the worst case scenario.
Loaned out with the option to buy, but it's the wages, man.
And his age as well. He's what, 32 years old?
Yeah, who matches those wages, man? Because if you know, even when I saw people linking Barcelona, I'm like, where are they going to get the money to? They still can't even register Ferran Torres.
Yeah.
They still, even though they could move Coutinho on, they still need to get rid of someone else to register him. So where are they supposed to get the money from? Who else is going to meet them?
PSG, I suppose, would. Obviously, Newcastle.
PSG, look how many strikers they've got.
Man City, they need a striker, don't they? You never know.
I can't see that.
They do very well without him. That's the thing. You know, we was having that debate earlier about strikers. It's like the best teams at the moment in the Premier League have no strikers. They just have forward players like Liverpool. They don't really have an out-and-out striker, do they? I mean, my brother was saying to me earlier, Salah. I was like, but he's not. Salah plays on the left.
Yeah, he complements.
Yeah.
But he's just prolific, right? You know what I mean?
How many number 9s are there in the world do you think, oh my God, there's probably, 3 or 4 that you think, wow. Lewandowski, Haaland, Vlahovic at the moment's killing it, Benzema. And of course, everyone says Harry Kane, who's not been good this year, but he is the top player. That's 5. Then you're struggling after that. So they ain't easy to come around, I don't think. And even in the Premier League, how many of the Premier League centre forwards at the moment are absolutely killing it?
Well, you made a good point with the strikers thing, and you know what? The one team that went and bought a 100 million striker, they you know haven't been cutting the mustard, let's say so far. The lineups are out. And
then they were saying with him that, you know, the whole argument around Lukaku, well, he doesn't suit the system.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's the whole argument around it.
I've seen the lineup.
2 top teams, 2 European trophies. Cheeky, this will truly be a magnificent game. The lineup, Leno in goal, Cedric right back, White and Holding centre back partnership with Tavares on the left. Then the midfield, Lokonga and young Charlie Patino starts his first game for Arsenal Football Club. Yeah.
Great to see.
First game, first start.
Then you have Saka, Odegaard and Martinelli, which is our starting 3 behind the striker, Eddie and Nketiah today.
That's the right side, you know.
That's a good side.
Looking at the bench, Ramsdale, Tierney, Chambers, Mari, Lacazette, Kolasinac, Bierif, Salah, Eddin and Hutchinson. So a couple young players on the bench there as well.
That's decent. Those last 3 are very young as well.
That Bierif, right, I've seen him. I went to under-23 game. I like the look of him. We got him from Fulham, and he's very highly rated there, and I like the look of him. He looks a good player.
Hutchinson as well was highly rated.
Yeah, he is highly rated. His name was tied with Patino as the next up.
No Balogun.
At all.
He's got to go Middlesbrough.
That's what I thought I'd look today. Right, so no Balogun. Surely that's a loan then out. No Mari.
He's on the bench, is he not?
Yeah, he's on the bench, yeah.
Right. That's strange though, isn't it? That he wouldn't get a game on this one and Ben White gets ahead of him. He must be annoyed that he's not getting any game time at all. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe
and no Chambers in the starting lineup as well, as I said.
What's happening with him?
He's got 6 months to go.
Again, that's another player that I think they're trying to move him on. So it's interesting, those players that have been left, and then like we said, no Smith Rowe, not even on the bench, so they were right about that. No Smith Rowe.
Hopefully that's not a concern though.
Hopefully it's just...
It's not a... What's the rumour
around illness? Is it illness? Is it COVID or is it not? I don't know. I hope.
That's what tends to happen before game. You'll see a player not there 10 minutes before the game. It comes out that it's COVID. That's just
good.
I reckon Xhaka and Smith Rowe got COVID.
Yeah, great to see Charlie Patino. I was chatting the other day to the scout who spotted him, and he was so proud of him coming on and scoring that goal and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And he's going to be chuffed, man, to see him starting. So
yeah. Few super chats coming as well. Ulas says, I hope the Gunners finish ahead of United. The disrespect for you, those folks throw at Arsenal, especially the one. I don't know where that is, Ulas, I'll be honest. Alex says, sad Oba, if sad if Oba goes, but will he take a wage cut? And if he goes Newcastle and they go down, that's a waste. Well, in the contracts, more time when teams go down, the player has something in the contract that says 25% reduction. Ian, we've got a couple of criticisms for you, Robbie. Robbie, I'm tired of you mispronouncing Isak's name. It's Isak, not Isaac. You have a duty as a host to get these meticulous details right. And AFC Max as well. All right, listen, all right, Robbie, I hate to do this to you, but I'm sorry that you're saying my countryman's name wrong. It's not Ricky, which you're pronouncing it as the English way. It's Richie, with the R being rolled and the double C being ch. Richie.
Richie, who's that?
Who's that?
Oh, this the player that I mentioned this morning, who's he's midfield player who's been linked with Arsenal, plays for Empoli. Yeah, check out Transfer Daily. Yeah, Richie.
So it's Alexander Isak.
Yeah, Isak.
Alexander Isak.
Isak. Okay.
Isak.
Isak. Isak. Okay.
It's not. There's no more Smith and Jones anymore, is there, up top? You know what I mean?
Thank you for correcting me. You know what I mean?
You got a duty, Rob, man. You got to tell me the details, man.
The duty of care. You know what I mean? I'm in the morning, I'm going to download, you know what I mean, some Swedish pronunciations.
You need to go sleep with the headphones on when they're teaching you.
I'll download some Swedish pronunciations. You know what I mean?
So what's this lineup done to our predictions? Are we feeling any different about it?
I'm sticking with my prediction, man.
2-0. I'm sticking 3-0.
I'm sticking to 3-1. I think that front line is really good for Arsenal.
I think the defence is decent.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sticking with mine as well.
Yeah, I think the defence is
3-1 bench.
You think we'll concede?
Yeah, I think we
I'm
will.
not too sure.
Listen,
do
you know what? I'd like it to be. Do you know what I'd like to win? I'd like to beat them 4-2, like they did to us. That's what I'd like to do. But
I'll say 5-2 just to get 4 on aggregate.
No, I'll stick with him, man. 3-1. I'm confident.
Megan says Oba can leave, but we need Laka. He's too good right now. On that, obviously, the brief conversation we had, I agree with Rob. Out of the 3, I think the one that deserves the year extension would be Laka.
No, I agree with that.
And Tez says Arsenal will beat Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. Watch out. Hope so.
Yeah, I hope we're in the final with that.
Melissa says, oh, Charlie Patino. I can't lie, that's some exciting stuff today.
That is exciting when you see that, isn't it? That is 100% a player you want to be looking at today. So yeah, I'm happy.
And he, you know, he's been a prospect that's been spoken about a long time. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
They're talking about him being one of the best to come through the youth, aren't they, in a long time?
Yeah, they paid a transfer fee for him when he was about 11, 12 years old to get him away from Luton and then to bring him to Arsenal. You know what I mean? So obviously highly rated from he was a little kid. You know, so yeah, it's what a journey. Now you're playing in the FA Cup. You know. But yeah, no, I'm going 2-0. Saka's my guy right now. I just love watching this guy play at the moment. He's so exciting to watch. And, you know, him on one wing. Martinelli on the other wing.
Looking good,
you know, it's exciting when you see them guys. And I think Eddie in these cup competitions has been good, and he's dynamic as well. Big game for him as well. Big game for Eddie as well. You know what I mean? Let's see what, you know.
Well, the window's open. He wants to leave, obviously. So
9 million to Palace, they rumouring.
Take it.
Yeah,
9 million.
I would as well.
Take it. I would have taken 10 in the summer.
Yeah, so would I, mate.
Again, though, can you let him go if you don't bring a striker in? If you don't get rid of Aubameyang and you don't bring a striker in, how can you let go of Eddie? Even though I think it makes sense to get the money, but then we leave ourselves short in the striker department.
That's why I'd like to again see Balogun today up front. I know he didn't perform
Balogun to me, that's it. He's gone
to Borough. He's gone to
We've
Borough.
heard that he's supposed to be going to Borough.
On loan, yeah.
Which I think a loan would be good for Balogun as well.
He needs to play. He needs to play. Sorry, Shah, go on.
Yeah, Arteta's been saying that Eddie is, you know, a big part of their plans. Can you guys see him going?
What, this month?
I think
even now.
I think they might look on it and say, you know, if he walks away in the summer for free. So if you can get 10 million for him now, a lot of clubs interested in Newcastle, Palace, Brighton, all these clubs. Get a 10 million, use that towards something. I think it would make sense to take the money, but we're leaving ourselves short if that means Aubameyang doesn't play and he doesn't go. You know, we're just down to Lacazette.
I think we'll definitely get a centre midfielder and a striker in this window. I'm pretty confident on both. I really am. Yeah, man, I really am. I just think it's the way that...
A top striker or a striker to get us back?
No, I think we'll get a top striker. I really do. And I think we'll get... Who?
Haaland.
Yeah, man, I wish it would be Haaland.
Somebody told me...
Odegaard's mate. So I keep saying.
A friend of mine at the wedding last night, he goes, Robbie, I'm convinced we're getting Haaland. Jesus. And I was just like, based off of what?
How much has he been drinking at the time?
I know.
I think City have been lining Haaland up for a few years. The way they have,
he's going there, man.
Yeah.
He's going City.
The way they've been waiting for that striker, waiting. They could have signed a few. The summer just gone. I think they're just waiting for him.
Do you know what though? Even if we went for him, right, and he said no, I'd have respect for Arsenal for that because it's showing ambition. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's not. We should be going for players like that. In my opinion, we should be going for Haaland. He might laugh us off and say, look, but I reckon he'd have respect for Arsenal Football Club to say, do you know what? I'll think about this. Our City want me. Yeah, I'm going to go there because there's a place for me, and I'm going to start winning stuff before Arsenal. But I think we should be showing ambition to go there. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I just have the word, innit? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Well,
those are the sort of players we should be looking at, whether 100%. We get them or not. But every time those sort of players come up for grabs, we should be in the argument for it. But we can only do that by getting back into Champions League football.
Yeah, and EM again says it's an Eritrean name, East Africa, not Swedish. Isak, obviously, Eritrean.
They're not letting you go, man. They're not letting you go.
Rob, do your research.
Hey, listen, man.
Big up Eritrea, though, man. I got a lot of friends from there, so.
I've got to learn Eritrean, I've got to learn Spanish, French,
Swedish.
German.
Let's not even start on Turkish, because some of those names
Turkish.
in Europe.
Yeah, those Turkish names are difficult, man. Boy, you don't even pronounce some of them. Those are some of the worst names to pronounce.
Listen, it's hard.
They're difficult, man.
There's two different types of C's, there's two different types of U's, Listen.
Come on, man, give me a break, man.
Lee Judges is the worst, man, I'll tell you that, man.
I don't even get Lee to pronounce anything.
Lee Judges can't even pronounce the English names, man, I tell you.
And Omar's asking, are you watching the draws at 10 to 5? Yes, so basically, the match day live will start about 5 minutes early, so it's going to start at 20 minutes to 5. We'll do a little build up and then we'll watch the cup draw, see who we potentially get in the next round if we can overcome Nottingham Forest, and then we'll get into match day live. So make sure you're there.
Why are they doing that draw now?
I hate that.
What the hell are they doing
How
that for?
can you be doing the draw? This is what I don't get. You're doing the draw. We ain't played yet. Man United are playing tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Why are they doing it tomorrow night? Why are they doing it tomorrow night? I don't get this. Why are we doing it now? I don't get that, man.
Imagine if you're, I don't know, Kidderminster, and you draw Arsenal or Nottingham Forest out of the hat. You don't know whether you're going to have that big trip to Arsenal or it's, wait. Why can't they wait until tomorrow?
It could be. Remember a couple of years ago they tested some, I don't know whether it was for the Asian market, but they was doing the League Cup or FA Cup draw at like 1 a.m.
Yeah, that was to do with the Carabao Cup, I think it was.
Yeah, so maybe this is something to do with world time zones or something like that.
Madness.
Listen, we're gonna wrap this one up. Obviously, 9K in the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button. And like I said, 20 minutes to 5, we're gonna be going live a bit earlier than usual. But the cup draw is before the game, so make sure you're here with us then. It'll be the same 4, so look out for it then. Love for the love, people. Hit the like button on the way out. Peace.